Hey there everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, I'll be comparing the Autoshop to the Garment Factory. The Autoshop is honestly a very similar business in terms of money-making potential. It has contracts, which we can see right in front of me. And doing these contracts is very, very easy. You have to do 3 missions, and then that's it. You make 175,000. However, there is a little cut for Sesenta, so it's actually more like 150-ish thousand dollars, which is very similar payout to the new Garment Factory, which has been added into the game. The Garment Factory costs $20,000 to set up and then pays 150, but you also get bonuses. You get an additional $50,000 when completing with the Elite Challenges, meaning that you can actually make around, what, $170,000 with this. So basically, you're making the same-ish type of money with the Garment Factory as you are the Auto Shop. However, a lot of you are probably wanting to know which of these two properties is better. Should you invest in the Garment Factory at all, or is it a waste of time? Well, I have spent the last day grinding out both of these businesses, getting an idea of how long each of the missions take, and as well, how much money they pay out. Now, I should mention right now that the Union Depository job for the Auto Shop is just flat better than most of the contracts you are going to get for the Garment Factory. The reason I say most is, well, you can't see it right now, but a moment ago, we had a contract which was worth double. It's $300,000. And if you add on the Elite Challenge, you can make upwards of $350,000. The problem is that it's only available once a week. It's kind of stupid. It should be a once a day thing, and I'd be actually really happy with it. But no, you're only able to do this double money once a week. So yeah, it's a little disappointing. If you get the Union Depot job, the Auto Shop is definitely going to be better. However, there is an hour cooldown on the Union Depository job, which means you're going to have to do other contracts as well. And the other contracts do pay less. As I just mentioned, it's like $150,000 for your average contract in the Auto Shop versus like 170 to 180 with your average contract because you're paying 20K but you're making 200,000 in the Garment Factory. So if you actually add on the additional 30-ish thousand you're making a job, it means there's not going to be that much of a difference if you get the Union Depository job versus getting, normal Garment Factory missions. And as I mentioned, you do get that once a week buff. So when it comes to actually money-making potential, what is better? Well, I can quite honestly tell you that I think the Garment Factory is better. The missions themselves are quick and easy. It only takes me about 20 minutes to do an entire mission set. In fact, I have a video posted on the channel where I showcase it only takes 20 minutes, and it's really easy. So, in 20 minutes, you can earn about $200,000, which is pretty good. It means that you can earn $600,000 every hour just by doing Garment Factory contracts. If you pair in passive income, you can easily be making upwards of over $1 million an hour. When you pair in other businesses like the Cayo Perico Heist, if you're waiting for that on cooldown, it's a great way to supplement income. The Auto Shop is also solid, but the missions for the Auto Shop do take a bit longer depending on which ones you do. And because of that, they can be a bit annoying. Not only that, but Auto Shop missions are 100% harder than the Garment Factory missions. I personally think that the Garment Factory was introduced into the game because of the fact it's easier and it's a cheaper business. I think it's meant for beginners. But that doesn't mean experienced players can't use it. But I will say that the Auto Shop contracts are definitely harder. You're going to need snacks. You're going to need to use them. I was doing a couple of the missions and I did die every now and then. I would have NPCs drive into me, which absolutely smashed into my vehicle, blowing my brains out. It's kind of annoying, especially because you're not allowed to use personal vehicles in the Auto Shop contracts. You can, but they have to be specific tuner cars, meaning they don't have extra armor, missiles, capabilities. The Garment Factory, you can use whatever you want. You can use a helicopter, Deluxo, Oppressor. You can fly wherever you need to, which makes the missions really easy. Honestly, using an Oppressor Mark II, you can probably complete Garment Factory missions and everything in about 15 minutes. And the Auto Shop, you're looking more at around 20 to 25 minutes. So because of that, Unironically, I will say that I think the garment factory is a better business when it comes to earning potential. But that's not the only thing that these two businesses have to compare. Let's talk about the actual benefits of each property. First of all, the auto shop comes with a 10-car garage. And not only that, it also comes with a customization station, which allows you to have a 5% discount on every upgrade you put on your vehicle. This is absolutely huge, and it's going to be quite nice. You also have the ability to sell vehicles that your customers bring and modify them. We can see that here. If I modified this vehicle and then quickly brought it over to the destination, I would make a $40-ish thousand paycheck. It's a very easy way to get a little bit of money, and it's super quick to do as well. And you usually get 2 cars in your auto shop. Something else about the auto shop is that Rockstar has removed cars. I think the GP one is actually a removed vehicle, although I do know Rockstar brought quite a few of them back. But point being, some of the removed cars you are able to purchase inside of the auto shop. These are the ways of making money with it. There's not a lot, and it's not the highest payout, but it's not a bad way to make money either. Now we arrive to the garment factory. And again, I'm going to be entirely honest, I think the garment factory has more going for it. First of all, the garment factory is way cheaper. The garment factory has no upgrades and comes at a flat price tag of $2.35 million. Versus the auto shop, which alone the base price tag is around $1.7 to $2 million, making it one of the most expensive businesses to buy base price. But then you also not only have to buy the property, but you also have to buy all the upgrades. So if we actually go on to our phone, we go over to Maze Bank Foreclosures, and we take a look at any random auto shop. Well, we can't look at the most expensive one because it's on sale, but we can look at this one here, 1.7 million. We're not going to do any of the styles. We're just going to do the staff, and we're going to do the extras like the personal quarter and car lift. Doing all of this is going to cost you around $3.5 million, and that's with the membership added on. So yeah, you're going to have to spend probably close to $4 million to get your auto shop fully equipped, which is about double the price tag of the garment factory. So here's some cool things about the garment factory. First of all, it does have a passive income. The actual top floor, which we're in currently, has people that work in the garment factory, and they produce clothing. You can claim this by walking over to your wall safe, or if you have GTA Plus like me, going to the Vinewood Car Club and then claiming business earnings, which we can see I can very easily do right here. Claiming your garment factory income is pretty easy, although I will say it's not very good at earning money. I have been using my garment factory for quite a while now, and if we go over to career progress, businesses, and agents of sabotage, we go to tier 4, we can see in total my garment factory's earned $66,000. That's not much, judging that I've probably put about 15 hours in the past 3 days. If you were to do that with a nightclub, 15 hours would be $750,000 worth of earnings. So yeah, the garment factory is not great when it comes to passive income, but it is still free money. You don't need to do anything, and if you play GTA for a lot, you know, if you played a couple hours every day for a week, it'll add up. It'll add up, and eventually it might even pay off for the business. I mean, I've earned 66,000, and if I play the game for another week or month, that'll be $600,000, and I keep doing that. Basically, eventually, the business will pay for itself, which is pretty sweet. But then you have the contracts and the ease of access, right? Well, first of all, we have the ability to upgrade our terabyte, put on special equipment, and all of this is really nice. You can put a missile lock on jammer, you can put on the ability to scan collectibles, although that's pretty mediocre, but there's a lot of capabilities just there alone, and it's a place to store your terabyte. You don't need to own a nightclub to actually have the terabyte now, and because this is such a cheap beginner business, it's a great one to get. You also have a basement garage, which has a 10-car storage, which is really nice. Again, comes with the property as well. You don't have the ability to upgrade your cars here, but you do have the 10-car garage that comes with the vehicle, or with the building, which is obviously super, super nice. And then you arrive to my favorite part of the building, and that is you have a phone. And it's the first business in the game which allows you to access the phone and mess around with all of your properties. Well, specifically, I should say, this property. We'll talk about all of your other properties in a moment, because we're getting to that. But as we can see, I can start any of these missions right from my phone. This is incredible, because it means if I finish a quick job, which is all the way over in Toledo Bay, I don't need to then go to my garment factory to start up the next one. I can easily hop on my phone, start up the job, and then move on, which is so So nice. But I think the best and most important part about the Garment Factory is, quite honestly, the terabyte. As I mentioned, you can store the terabyte inside of it, which is obviously pretty okay. But it's the fact that you can upgrade the terabyte to have a master control terminal. For any of you that don't know what the master control terminal is, it is on this screen here. You can see that there's two different options. I have the touchscreen monitor, which has always been available on the terabyte, but then if I press the square button for my remote, I can access the master control terminal. And doing this, I now have the ability to access my nightclub, gun running supplies, coke lockup, meth lab, all of my businesses I can access here. Meaning that I don't need to purchase an arcade, I don't need to go to each one of my businesses I want to stock, I don't need to go to my office building. There's tunnels inside of the garment factory, which are kind of cool because they allow you to go to different businesses. But with the fact that you can own a terabyte and just purchase the master control terminal on it, there really isn't even much of a reason to use the tunnels. I can showcase what the tunnels are. They're pretty cool. Also, something, just a little side note, which I find pretty interesting. I have this Nacon remote that I bought, like, maybe a month ago, and the button on the X key is already, like, worn off. If you can see, just from how much I've been tapping the button to run in GTA over the past, like, month. That is insane. I can't believe it's already worn off like that. But, as we can see, down here, we have, like, this little... it shows like the map of where you can go. And this is that map. So there's a bunch of different locations. You can go to the Tatavium truck stop. We can go to LSIA parking station. We can go to the La Mesa subway, Del Perro station, and Burton station. Now, what's nice about the Del Perro station is it is literally right next to my apartment and my office building. So it means that if I spawn in at my apartment, I can literally fast travel right over to the garment factory when I've done something, which is really, really sweet. And the truck stop is actually quite nice as well because it's not something that's underground. It's actually above ground, as we can see. Truck stop is right here. I wish that they would have more areas around the map that allow you to go into buildings like this. But let's say you are over here, right? Well, as we can see, it actually shows garment factory entry on the map. So if I'm over here and maybe I've just gone to ammunition or for some reason I'm over on this portion of the map, I can enter this and then it allows me to go right back to my garment factory. And as we can see, it is super quick, fast traveling as well. This makes the garment factory one of the most effective businesses in the game. If you're a new player, this is a very easy way to travel, and honestly, it's just great. So you want my opinion? Pick up the garment factory. Even if you already have an auto shop, the missions are easier, they pay better, and not only that, but the business itself is great to use. It comes with everything that you'd want. And if you're a beginner, this is by far one of the best properties in the game. So, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you learned a thing or two, please consider smashing that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!